you're interested in migrating to the United Kingdom, then this video is for you. I'm going to be sharing the latest changes to the UK immigration policy that was submitted to the Parliament on 18th of October 2022. So if this is something you're interested in, definitely keep watching. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Couscous and this is the Get Ahead family. Here I share information for anybody interested in studying abroad. Now, settle down, get your popcorn because I'm going to be breaking down everything you need to know. What inspired this video is because a couple of weeks ago, there was a publication and a survey that was circulated and also a speech by the UK Home Secretary concerning student migration to the UK with regards to dependents. Okay, there was a publication and a survey that disclosed that this year, as compared to other years, there were a lot of students migrating to the UK and coming also with their dependents. It highlighted some countries who came into the UK with more dependents, like Nigeria and India. This publication circulated the whole place and people started saying different things. I wouldn't have commented on it ordinarily because I do not comment on trends. But I got a few people asking me questions. Oh, Couscous, has the UK dependent visa been scrapped? Oh, Couscous, are they still going to issue student visa? Oh, Couscous, should I consider other countries? Which is why I made a short saying, a short video on Instagram and on TikTok, trying to calm people down and trying to say that, okay, there has not been any official statement from the UK VI, from the Home Office, that people should stay calm. Due to this development, this new change to immigration policy that has been released on October 18, I decided to bring this video just to calm a few people down, or calm all of you watching me down, because I know that a lot of people are scared that the UK student visa, or there may be changes to the UK student visa. While that is a valid concern, it is only appropriate that we wait for the Home Office to release an official statement to any changes done to the student visa, dependent visa, or any other visa type with respect to immigration to the UK. Now, this is a very good development considering the information that has been going around for the past month, and it's just a good time for the UK Home Office to release these changes, and I'm just going to take you guys through the highlights of them. Welcome back to this channel. If you're new here, do well to join the Get Ahead family. Before you leave, watch this video and go through the channel and you'll see other videos that will help your study abroad journey. The disclaimer here is that I am not a professional immigration consultant. I'm just basically going to be pointing you guys to the document that you should go and read in respect to all the changes that is going to be implemented. I'm just going to extract a few just to buttress the point that there has not been any changes to the UK student visa or the UK dependent visa as we speak. This does not mean that there will be no changes, but when there are any changes, you guys will be the first to know. You know why? Because they will publish it on the website just like this one. Just open the www.gov.uk and go to the Statement of Changes to the Immigration Rules, 18 October 2022. Now, when you go through, you will see the full changes, which is about 78 pages. But I'm going to read the explanatory memorandum to the Statement of Changes to Immigration Rules. This is about 15 pages that sets out the summary, okay, of the whole change. Now, the introduction says this explanatory memorandum has been prepared by the Home Office and is laid before Parliament by command of His Majesty. Oh, it has changed from Her Majesty to His Majesty. The purpose of the instrument is to amend the immigration rules made under the provisions of Section 1/4 and Section 3 sub 2 of the Immigration Act of 1971 that are used to regulate people's entry to and stay in the United Kingdom. So yes, this is like an amendment to the UK Immigration Act of 1971 as stated here. The extent of application, it applies across the entire United Kingdom. There are different types of regulatory amendments. It could be that the particular law is repealed, which is completely taken out, and a new law has been replaced. However, this one is called amendment. They are just amending certain sections of the law and replacing it with some clauses. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just paste the website where you can go and download and read. The essence of this video, like I said before, is to show that there has not been any changes so far to the UK student visa. The publication I referred to and the comments made by the then Home Secretary, who has now resigned, pointed to the fact that there are so many students coming from Nigeria and India with dependents, and they were not comfortable generally with it. But my comment is, I don't understand. It's not like people are coming into the UK unregulated. People applied for visa, student visa as well as dependent visa. They did not just give one person student visa and the person brought 10 people. These people made these applications. They submitted 10 dependent visa applications and the UK VI approved it. So whether the Home Office is comfortable with it or not, you cannot blame the students, you cannot blame the international students. If you did not want them to come in, you wouldn't have approved. So I do not think that it's such a big deal the way people are blowing it up. Oh, somebody came with 10 dependents. If the UK did not want the person to come with 10 dependents, they wouldn't have approved that visa. Once you have made a visa application and it has been approved, you have no problem. You are a legal migrant in the UK and you should not allow anybody to make you feel bad about it. And for all those who intend or who had the intent to study in the UK and because of this publication or all the rumors that was flying around, you are scared of proceeding, it is okay, your fears are valid. However, that should not be the ground for you to change your plans. Wait until the Home Office releases an official statement or an official change to the UK student visa before you make that decision. But what can I say? I would recommend that you also start looking at other countries. There's Ireland, there's Canada, there's US, but you know, people have different preferences. So if your preference is to study in the UK, wait until you get a contrary view from the Home Office or contrary policy from the Home Office discouraging you before you make that turn. Do not allow people's opinion on social media to influence that decision, because you know people just keep people are trying to take words from the mouth of the UK government, and I don't think it's right. Anyways, let me just proceed to share the highlights of where these changes affect. So if you want the details of these things, just go to the page and read. There's an introduction of an appendix to the Afghan Relocation and Assistance Policy. All those people that are relocating from Afghanistan, it's just a little change to it. There's an introduction of a new appendix to temporary permission to stay for victims of human trafficking or slavery. There's a change to seasonal worker routes, inclusion of poultry sector. The seasonal worker route is being expanded to include roles in the poultry production sector for the period from 18 October to 31st December each year. This is to support the sector during a peak seasonal demand period in the run-up to Christmas. That means seasonal worker application route has been expanded between 18 October and 31st December of every year. They will be taking more applicants through that visa route. Changes to simplify the process for giving effect to travel bans. Currently, applications for individuals subject to travel bans, also known as immigration sanctions, are refused under primary legislation, that's the Immigration Act. However, the legislation does not refer to entry clearance, and therefore cancellation of an entry clearance is on the grounds that the person's presence in the UK is not conducive to the public good. That is well explanatory. Changes to Ukraine extension schemes, that applies to citizens from Ukraine. Abolition of the police registration scheme. Now, remember that depending on the country that you are from, when you arrive in the UK, you would ordinarily be required to go to the police to register your details. I know that students or international students from specific countries, excluding Nigeria, were required to go and register with the police. However, this has been abolished. It says here, Section 3, Sub 1 of the Immigration Act provides for a grant of leave to enter or remain to be subject to a condition to register with the police within 7 days of arrival. This requirement to register with the police is provided for in the immigration rules. I read through, and the rationale for abolishing the police registration, they're trying to say that, before somebody comes into the UK, the person has made application and the UK Home Office has all the details, which is also linked to to the police, which indirectly the police has these details. So there's no need that when somebody comes in again after giving the person's visa, because before they give the person visa, they have done background checks, right? So the rationale for abolishing this rule is there's absolutely no need after giving the person visa, you now require the person to physically go and register with the UK police, which I think it makes a lot of sense, okay? Now, changes to grant non-visa national status to Colombia. Oh God, if you are from Colombia, Guyana, and Peru, good news for you. Why? Because you do not need a visa to visit the UK again. All you need to do is stamp your passport when you arrive. So it says the citizens of Colombia, Guyana, and Peru are being made non-visa nationals. This means they will no longer have to obtain a visit visa before coming to the UK and can be examined and granted entry on arrival. Good for you. Good for you people. Nigeria, how far? When shall we get there? You guys should just behave well, yeah? All of you that are in the UK, behave well, be good people, work hard, make money, represent Nigeria in a good way, and before you know it, we'll get there. Changes to EU settlement scheme and EU family permit. This one has to do with Brexit, you know, a lot of things about EU settlement, so you can just come and read if you are from the EU and you are a resident in the UK. Changes to visit policy to facilitate visits from midwifery students and sports officials. So, summary of this one is that the UK now allows midwifery foreign students to come into the UK to do like an exchange program. It's learning, right? It's an exchange program. So if you're a midwifery student abroad, you can apply to come to the UK to study, but you cannot work during that period because you're studying. Changes to the provisions for adult children within the Hong Kong British National Overseas Route. That you can come and read if you're from Hong Kong. Changes to endorsement and evidential requirement for global talent category. So there's an amendment to global talent. If you want to go to the UK through the global talent route, please read that. Changes to improve clarity regarding refusal of entry on arrival to the UK. So a summary of this is some people would not have visa and then they proceed to travel to the UK, and usually they would be returned from the airport. So it says here, to avoid confusion, the government is clarifying the rules regarding the consequences of failing to provide a current entry clearance where required on arrival in the UK. So the government is providing clarity, okay? If you arrive in UK without the proper entry clearance, they're coming for you. Changes to employment conditions to permit eligible migrants to fill elected posts in local or devolved government. So apparently, there is now change to permit some eligible migrants to be able to fill elected posts in local or developed government. So you can read that as well. Changes to the creative worker route. So there's a creative worker route and there's change to it. An amendment is being made to remove the liability for those on the standard visitor and permitted paid engagement routes to switch into the temporary work creative worker route, as this is incompatible with the requirements of the visitor visa. So apparently it's a creative, that's the temporary worker visa is a creative visa, and they're saying that they are now amending the rules to reflect that if you are on a visitor's visa to the UK, you cannot change when you are still in the UK. You cannot switch from visitor's visa to temporary worker visa or creative visa because the requirements are different. They're trying to say the requirements that you met in order to get visitor's visa is different from the requirement to get a temporary work visa. So when you're already in the UK with a visitor's visa, you cannot switch. Okay? Okay. So let's continue. There's changes to the domestic worker in private household route. There are changes to the global business mobility route to reflect commitment in recent trade. Okay, I think I have gone through all the highlights, the subheads for the changes. So yes, at the end of the day, these are recent changes to the Immigration Act of 1971. So if you want to access this document, go to the Visas and Immigration pages of the UK government website. And yeah, that's it, guys. At the end of the day, the UK government has made no change to the student visa and the dependent visa. So shame on all those people that are putting unnecessary fear on others. God big pass all of you. If you want to go to the UK to study, please go ahead. If you have any issues, contact me. Put in the comment section if this video has been helpful. Let me know what stage you are in your application process. This period is when universities in the UK open their applications. So please, if you're interested in applying to a UK university, and even applying for scholarships, make sure that you submit your application on time. You have a clear route. You don't have any obstacles applying for UK student visa and even going with your dependents for now. If anything changes, I'm going to update you guys. Also monitor the UK government website to also update yourself, okay? You understand? We have to be on the same page, okay? Don't allow anybody to put fear in your mind. God be past them. Follow this page for more. DM us on Instagram. Send us an email if you have any issues with your study abroad journey. And we're going to be there for you, okay? Thank you so much, guys, for watching. I'll catch you guys in my next video. Bye-bye. Okay.